Bill the crowd favorite, but not necessarily in a good position to win here. It's sort of an underdog situation here.
Yeah, I mean he lost last time, like you said. So we have the bans and the deck lists lineups in.
All right, so what have we got? Can you read it to me?
We have Wtybill's lineup: Mage, Shaman, Warrior, and Warlock. His Mage was banned, and
Just
on
like last
Aiden's
time.
side we've got the Warrior, Shaman, Mage, and Warlock, and the Shaman banned again.
So he's taking his chances with the
Yeah,
same
he's
thing.
Bill's wants his get backs. He's trying to double down, double or nothing,
Doesn't
and
change.
take Aiden down.
Wants
We
the
don't know.
perfect
Maybe the
rematch.
Shaman's control. Was it
Maybe.
control?
I mean, if it
We
was,
saw Aiden in a prior match. Was he the Dirty Rat Shaman
I
guy?
don't know. But even if it was control, like we still said that the matchup against the control shaman versus the control warrior, it's a best of 7 with deck revival, guys. We're changing the
What is
format.
Deck Revival? I don't even know what that is.
Do you want to explain?
You have to win with all 3 decks first. Once those are all done, you get to pick which deck to reuse for the 4th win.
All right.
And you can
So
only use that deck.
And not the banned one, obviously.
Right.
all right.
Okay,
So
so yeah, Deck Revival for everybody. And this is official Blizzard format, right?
Yeah, a lot of people use it for tournaments.
I say I like sanctioned, obviously Tavern Hero format. All right, so yeah, that's news to me. I've never been in a tournament that has this Deck Revival thing. It sounds pretty cool. I mean,
so best of 7. Deck revival is whatever deck you don't get to play with the band deck, but whatever deck you pick for the last one is the one that you stick with if you've won 3 matches.
yeah, I guess after you've won with all 3 of your decks, you get to pick one of those decks
To
to
win the last one on.
yeah play again with that one. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty tricky. All right, best of 7. We're getting ready to go. I'm going to transition over to the players, making sure everyone's in place. And Bill is in the game, and so is. I think we have Aiden. Aiden, we were. Oh, there's Aiden. Okay, Aiden's there. So now we're just waiting for the players to go. I'm pretty excited. I mean, I think there's a narrative here that we've got. You know, we got Bill sort of coming up for his round 2 rematch, trying to figure it out. Decides that like that shot he had was the best shot he had, and he's gonna do it again. Doesn't change anything. Goes
Yeah,
for it.
you know Bill, the fan favorite, also not disappointing, making it all the way to the finals,
Yeah, he's
losing in
really
the
good.
semifinals, but then winning the tiebreaker match essentially to make it back to the finals. So, no disappointment here for any Bill fans.
Yeah, and these are 2 really good legend players fighting it out here for the top spot. I think they're
Aiden
both.
clearly showing he knows what he's thinking in terms of his lineup for this tournament and going with the counter lineup.
Yeah, I think the shaman might be. It might be a control
I
shaman.
think it may have been the Dirty Rat lineup.
So whenever they're ready, we can go. I think they're still thinking.
Are they ready?
And this has been a long tournament, but with a really good. We've been following Bill a lot. We've been seeing a lot of his really excellent plays, and Aiden also with some really good control play.
Yeah, he had some really great plays in this series a couple hours ago, albeit, but some great plays nonetheless.
Let's see how tired
Taking the
these
one
people
mana potion
are. One
there,
mana
aside from
potion,
some other things.
yeah. So we're getting ready to see the players and getting ready to stream. It's been a long day, but I'm still really excited for this match, despite what I might sound like. I'm like, oh, it's so tired.
Absolutely, I agree. There's a certain level of fatigue setting in, but it's not
It's not.
at the expense of excitement.
We're armoring up every turn. That's what we're doing right now. We're just like
Resident sleeper.
armor up every turn. Get ready to go. I'm sure some of you guys, it's a different time zone for you, but it is getting to 10:30 for us. Evening time. All right, we're going.
Yeah, we've been here since about 11:30, so
Yeah,
it's almost looking like a 12-hour stream. Maybe I can do that whole 24-hour streaming thing.
I don't think it's a good idea.
I don't either.
I mean, that's how you get resident sleeper. Could you ask Aiden to invite to? Invite? And starting with the zoo, just like against the
That's a
mage.
different strat though. Didn't he start off with the? I think Bill started off with his pirate warrior against Aiden's lineup last time. unless I'm mistaken.
All right, 1 second,
So
guys.
maybe
We're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to redo this real quick.
we'll be right back into the game.
Back into the game. Just making sure that we can get Aidan's point of view here. And we do. Yep, I think we're good now. We got it. We got the mulligans. Bill deciding to keep. That's a slightly better hand than when he had last time when he had the Dark Peddler.
Indeed.
And double Peddler, I mean, you could get some amount of burst here, right? You can get your, like, PO Soulfire.
Yeah, I mean, Pedo is an incredible card, my favorite card, in fact, but we'll see how well it serves Bill here.
Haveling Book. Haveling Book with the Mirror Entity, which is not so great.
Ooh, now that's a card you definitely want to see here. Darkshire Councilman on
Yeah.
curve for 3.
And
I
if,
like Bill's decision to develop the Knife Juggler here, too, I think. Forces Aidan to
think about
address it and
training.
remove it,
Yeah.
whereas the Peddler is not a priority target at all.
Also, you can Peddler and have something to do on 3. Like, you can, if you don't want to play the Councilman, which I think he's going to want to do now. Doesn't, it misses Mirror Entity by a near bit if he keeps the, if he tries to take care of the 2/2. So I think you do. I think you put out your Councilman, get a ping. It's a really tough choice for Aidan.
Yeah, it is. He's got the Jeweled Scarab on the far right there as well. He could have just gone with that. I think, yeah,
No,
Bill lured out the Frostbolt there for sure with his Knife Juggler. Just dinking away face with that Voidwalker.
And pulling out Brand is an interesting move. That's pretty much like basically drawing removal or drawing damage away, right? You don't want that Brand to go up. Brand Kazakis next turn.
Yeah, he's using the Brand as a glorified taunt.
And yeah, saves yourself 4 damage to face.
That second Councilman, though, actually
Really
incredible
good.
for Bill. Is that a Doomsayer off the top there
I think
for
that is a Doomsayer.
Aidan?
That is a Doomsayer, but
Looks a little different upside down.
And I mean, the idea is that you just try to keep putting out threats. He's gonna coin Doomsayer. Bill can actually address the Doomsayer if he plays it. So,
yeah.
And
Doom Guard.
Nice. That'll be nice in 2 turns. You're gonna get a Malkazar Imp. Not bad. Play it on turn 6 with the other one. Soulfire. I mean, this is gonna get discarded, so he picks just like a random one. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, indeed.
Or
I like this decision by him because, like you said, he should play the Malchazar Imp and the Doom Guard on the same turn, because it's kind of just like the whole cultist combo. You'd rather make sure it lives in case he somehow does some non-existent 5-mana void clear that kills Malchazar Imp. So I think it's correct. Goes for the 5-mana potion.
I mean, could have Volcanic Potion, right? Could have
Yeah, Volcanic Potion ping. True.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad with Bill's current board. It doesn't kill his Councilman, but yeah, that's definitely probably why he did that.
Transform a random minion into. I think you want the. This is not the like you want the 4 damage across all. That's what you're really going for. But if you're gonna summon anything, summon a demon.
Dragon Egg kind of good. In the
anti-ping.
The 4 damage to all. At least it gives you a little 2-1.
All right, here you go.
Finds the Soulfire. That's annoying, but
it is annoying that you have to lose it, but you lose it. It's lost. It's lost. Draws a that's a good card. I mean, these are all really solid cards. That's a beatdown board. Doesn't have a Doomsayer.
And it's not weak to that Kazakis potion. Finds the Reno off the top on turn 6 yet again.
We'll save him for a turn, but I don't know if this is going to be enough this time.
Yeah, it very well may not. Going for the polymorph.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Polymorphed.
Now
that was a good polymorph. Good polymorph.
What did that polymorph?
It polymorphed his Councilman.
Yeah.
That was really good. Basically, you wanted to hit it.
And that was one of the rare occurrences where
Really lucky.
normally I feel like Kazakus Potion does the.
No, it
like,
doesn't. It always does it in the optimal order.
That wasn't the optimal
But
order,
that wasn't
though.
the optimal. Oh, you're right. You're right. If it done in the other order, you're right. You're right.
Like, then it would have had a 50-50 shot or more of hitting a value minion, but in that case, he just hit like a 1 in 5 or
got
something.
lucky,
Yeah.
but not that lucky at this
I mean,
point.
he's got the Reno
He's
now,
got the
though, so
Reno,
that may actually.
He has to do it. You gotta do it. I mean, Bill's
That freeze may have. That polymorph.
That polymorph turn. I mean, definitely saved him a lot. But Zoo's got
Will
it.
it be enough?
If he doesn't have a secret up, if he doesn't get his ice block, Zoo can still kind of gun down the board. I think you want everything to go face. And you really need like a board clear. That almost.
That's pretty good.
Thalanos with 4? That's like. No, that's a 3. It's 3 damage across the board. Which.
And then he can ping down
ping down anything else. That's really good. Bill's looking so good there. Oh, wow. Night Juggler gets one last dying shot. Do you use the Arcane Blast? That's the question. I think you do. I mean, you're at 18. It's not the worst. But you play the Jewel Scarab because you don't care. And you're going to trade into it anyways. Plays a Scarab. Polymorph 4.
Scarab with
Next,
the Cabal
I think Kieran Tor for the free secret because he's got one in hand. You might as well.
That seems
or the
pretty
Cabal
good.
Courier. I mean, yeah, you love Cabal Courier, so why not?
I mean, I love Cabal Courier, but I don't know. They're all very tempting
Play a
here.
2,
Even the
discover a
Polymorph 4
3,
seems kind of
discover
good.
the other, discover another discover.
Find a Kazakus.
Yeah,
Actually, you just pick the Cabal Courier. Start going infinite with Cabal Couriers.
Cabal Couriers forever.
Just sending two harpies at him nonstop.
He
goes for your
the
line.
green,
Takes the Kirin Tor Mage.
I think it's fine.
I mean, it's a pretty
free.
sweet
It
play.
saves you 3 mana that you would normally have to spend, and that mana's worth a lot. And
Bill looking for second Doomguard here.
Basically, can't play around AoE at this point. I think you just gotta go.
Yeah, I guess he's just trading here to protect his Flame Imp.
Doesn't get AoE. He could get a freeze.
Wow.
Ice Block. It's not as good as when you have Reno though, but it's still not bad.
Let's see if he play the Ice Block for guaranteed, or is he gonna go Mirror Entity?
No. Oh, Mirror Entity, spicy.
Ballsy. Wow.
Crystal Weaver. That's actually not bad. He's got a
Wow.
lot of
No, Bill. You gotta play the abusive first, Bill.
Play the abusive.
Let's see if Bill makes the advanced line. And he is a savage.
So good. Oh man.
Is that lethal? No.
I mean, what is that?
2, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 2 off.
Oh my gosh. But I think you may trade here because you don't want the. I don't think you want
At very least, it looks like he's thinking about sending that 3-1 into the Kirin Tor.
Yeah.
And maybe the Flame Imp.
Yeah, Flame Imp.
You know,
this
card,
want the spell damage.
It permanently gives him
It's
+1.
permanent.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Look at that play. That was really great. That was really great to see him thinking about it and being like, it could be. I mean, like, who does that?
Yeah, it's really, really, really correct though, and it's those type of fundamentals and always making the correct plays that really reward you in final rounds of tournaments. I mean, there's no reason to not play it first. There's absolutely no reason in the game to not play that first.
Oh, but that Blizzard actually is going to be really annoying.
Ooh, indeed it is. That top deck Blizzard, he can also drop the ice block.
Drop the ice block. Oh no.
Bill really is once again in Doomguard or die situation.
Dream was so close. He's actually thinking about like Aiden's not playing out his ice block just yet. Like thinks he
The
can
issue
hold it
about
out.
him pinging instead of the ice block is now he can't develop the Medivh in ice block, so I don't know if that's a concern for Aiden. But that would have been a consideration for me.
All right, just play it out.
He may want to just chunk him in the face for the Soulfire here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you don't want to lose it to Doomguard. You want your Doomguard. I don't know.
Aiden finds the Dirty Rat. That's pretty good for him here.
I mean, it's just a free Dirty Rat. Could have pulled out a Doomguard. Doesn't do it. Could have killed the Doomguard. Really, just holding on to ice block doesn't feel threatened. And maybe he's right. Maybe he doesn't need to feel threatened. I think not doing the Soulfire there might be really tough for Bill, because then if he gets his Doomguard draw, he's losing like an effective 9 damage, which is all like he needs every bit of damage this deck can pull. It could go
Yeah.
to the. I mean, it could go on the Dirty Rat, and you could trade, and then you can go.
If he
5.
doesn't top deck the Doom Guard, I mean, it's probably correct, his line
Hopefully
here,
if he
because
doesn't,
he's got 10 cards
he's got
left in the
10
deck. It's
cards.
a 1 in 10.
What's he holding it for? Just to like use it on removal and like keep his minions?
Well, like you said, on the Dirty Rat here, he's gonna. It's a cleaner way to clear the Dirty Rat if he just goes with the Soulfire. It's 1 more damage. Finds the Dire Wolf. That seems quite good here. He can, yeah, cleanly trade that. That's actually a full clear if he wants.
And if he top decks a Doomguard,
That's lethal.
that would be lethal.
Yeah, he's probably got to go for that 1 in 9. The odds really aren't even that bad.
Oh my gosh, here it goes.
And he's not going to use the Crystal Weaver to trade there. I guess that's correct.
He did it.
Finds
He's got
the
it.
goddamn
He got it.
Doomguard.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Oh, the 1 in
For
9.
one additional. It's 1 more than lethal.
Oh my
But
god.
Aidan deciding to go proactive there, and honestly, that is the correct play. But Bill
Oh
gets
my
there
gosh, Bill just.
with his Doomguard off the top, 1 in 9, going for the gold there.
Oh wow.
Epic game for sure. I mean, Aidan certainly was not without his lucky breaks
yeah,
either.
he got lucky, but he also like holding that ice block just like man, just really ballsy play.
Makes a lot of sense. I mean, he figured the next turn he had the ice block and the fireball in hand with the Medivh scepter
Yeah.
out, so he's gonna get some nice value out of that. But I mean, Bill uses the heart of the cards to find the second Doomguard.
Cards. Oh man. Yu-Gi-Oh flashbacks. I was too young to really have been on the Yu-Gi-Oh train when it was like when people were competing. I know Terrence is a big competitor, one of our friends in the Hearthstone competitive scene here in New York.
I didn't know he was a competitive
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh
that was
player.
where I think we got to start was Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, sweet.
But I was mostly just playing with friends, like kind of just making up my own rules as I go. But Yu-Gi-Oh was definitely my first card game.
Oh yeah, for me it was Magic, but I had my Yu-Gi-Oh heyday. It was so fun.
You
We used to sit
you went
around.
through all of them.
I played every card game in the books.
Heart of the cards. I mean, I think the show was
The anime,
hilarious.
it was.
Because you're like, that's not how it.
I know, right?
That's not how games work.
No, like the first season had nothing to do with like the card game. Like Yugi would just like hit something and it falls down and like destroys something, and it's like, wait, what? That's not even gameplay.
Just like make random. So like I was like, I have this card that does this thing, exactly what I want it to do. It's like, really? That's how it works. I think Yu-Gi-Oh as a competitive scene was actually okay, but they had an issue with like power creep, and their way of addressing power creep was just to ban cards, like I guess creating what is essentially like a standard format, but at the same time, like not really doing. Hearthstone's kind of done its own thing with the rotation like Magic, which is good. I think it was very important that happened, rather than just like banning stuff, which was the kind of Yu-Gi-Oh solution there.
Yeah, no one's found the perfect solution yet, but I think Hearthstone's doing their best and doing a fine job.
I think Magic.
Yeah, that's when I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh when they initially released the ban list. Before that, me and my buddy, we just had the best staple decks because the cards were too powerful.
Yeah.
And all the pro decks before the ban list came out was basically 36 of the same cards, and then 4 interchangeable cards were actually flex slots. Like, you know how certain decks at this point in Hearthstone have become so refined?
Right.
Pirate Warrior, for example, there's really only 1 or 2 flex slots, and then the other, like, 28 cards or whatever are pretty much set in stone. With Yu-Gi-Oh, it got to that point with a 40-card deck where at a certain point in the meta, literally every single pro deck played in the tournaments was the same deck with a couple card differentiation.
Yeah.
So that was the era of Yu-Gi-Oh that I was playing in.
So, Bill just developing his board and Aiden kind of playing it slow here, not really putting anything out on these turns.
Yeah, not chancing the dirty rat early game.
Yeah, you don't want to pull something like a Flame Wreath out and just like give him a free Flame Wreath, I guess, is what he's thinking.
I mean, right now I'm seeing double dirty rat in Aiden's hand. Is there any universe where he double dirty rats into that brawl on 5?
Yeah, I mean, if you think the Dirty Rat can take the damage and then you get the best value brawl ever, you know,
He's got double brawl in hand as well, so
yeah,
it's
do
not
it,
like he needs to
do
conserve. Maybe
it.
he's gonna go for the 50-50 line and just play one dirty rat armor up in brawl. That might be actually
That's like
purely more optimal.
the halfway. I mean, yeah.
Halfway plays are usually what I like to go with, if that
It's
makes any
not going
sense.
all in on that. I guess you don't want. I guess you don't want to like give him a free flame wreath. If you pulled one thing out, you're like, okay, this is fine. Don't chance it again. Don't let him get a free flame wreath in there. And Flame Tongue's gonna be a really good trader here. You're gonna get the most damage out. I think you have to brawl. You're so low
That
already.
flame tongue.
Flame Tongue was really good. One of your brawls. And I think you want the Flame Tongue to ultimately survive, right?
Not necessarily. I would say probably just the flame, the totem golem, which Bill gets. I mean, it's a 5-2, right?
It's a 3-2.
Oh, right. That took a while to register there. It was
Yeah,
saying
that's
5-2,
for a long
but
time.
even still, it does push the most damage, so I still think it's the best. You know, the
Oh no,
for
I'm saying for Aiden, you want the Flame Tongue to kill him.
oh, I misunderstood.
Yeah. For
Yeah,
Aiden, you want
absolutely,
like
absolutely,
a 0-3.
absolutely.
So what do you do here? Do you just? I think Bill might actually get a win out of the Shaman against the controller. I think he was right not to do the Shaman. I mean, he's right because he's
Well,
winning.
I think Bill changed up his approach to this match in a different way than we thought he would,
hmm
actually, which is really interesting and something that I hadn't considered.
He didn't lead with his normal deck.
Exactly. That's the only change he did. He didn't ban anything different, but rather than just going with leading with pirate, I mean, this could be a testament to people who don't think it matters which deck you queue with first.
Right.
It's generally psychological, but it puts you in a better mind state for me to be up around. I don't know. I think it's definitely something that people should consider. Not waste too much time considering, but it
I
looks
mean,
like it's working well for Bill so
and
far.
it is just also a little bit of the RNG of the warrior, not necessarily having the answers, right? Not having your
Oh yeah,
bashes, not
absolutely.
having.
It's still a favored matchup for Aidan, but I do think Bill made a nice adjustment by not queuing his Pirate Warrior first.
That is an adjustment. You're right. He has been playing it differently. Is that he played a different deck?
Yeah, pretty sure every single round other than this one he started off with Pirate Warrior, but this one knowing it's a full control lineup, there's really no need to.
Right. You're gonna have to win with it eventually, but you might as well like try to get like put yourself in a favorable position, get some wins out of the other decks before.
Well, imagine Bill manages to take this game right here and go up 2-0.
Yeah.
Then, sure, he's gonna queue his Pirate Warrior now into this matchup, probably lose, but now he's still got two other matchups that he could win with the Pirate Warrior, so I
Yeah.
think it matters a little bit. I've
Yeah, I
always
think
thought
so.
it matters a little bit.
So if you're Bill now, what are you doing to set yourself up for the best turns in the future? Do you want to Azure Drake? What is that? I think both commentators like Bill more. I think we've just been really impressed. Like to be honest, we've been really impressed with Bill's play. Like it's hard to play aggro in my opinion, and I've seen Aiden did a really great job with control, and I trust that he's playing the control to the best. Like he's favored. Aiden is favored in this thing. If he plays a perfect control game, he will always win. So it's a really question about what can Bill do to like increase his odds, and he's already won one, which is pretty good.
Well, and also, I don't think we're necessarily trying to favor Bill here. I think we're just highlighting that Bill did switch up his strat for
Yeah, his
this, where Aiden
strategies.
went with the exact same strat.
And I
You
think you
know,
do if you play a perfect control game. I mean, this is literally Aiden's decks are
we
supposedly.
we love Aiden. We
We
love
do love
Aiden. Don't
Aiden.
worry, and we remember that beat Bill the first time around.
Yeah.
We aren't rooting for anybody.
No, I'm just excited to see it play out.
New Yorker.
Y'all sleeping on my boy Aiden. No, I don't think we're sleeping. I
No,
think we
like
know
Aiden
exactly
made
what
some
he's
really
capable
impressive
of.
plays.
First game was real, like
His
his first
first a
games.
match a couple rounds ago, I thought,
Yeah.
keeping
The
the polymorph in his hand, going for the one mana spell. He made a handful of plays in one game and was certainly impressive too. But Bill is the fan favorite, and there probably are a lot of viewers in here
And Bill is the
rooting for
underdog in this
Bill.
situation.
That too.
I mean, he's got.
Aidan already beat him.
I think he's got 10 in hand and potentially 3 more if he rolls well. I mean, not in one turn, but he's got a lot. Bill's got a lot of direct damage here. Spell power totem doesn't get it. Feral spirits and then waited out a turn. I mean, you've got a lot of burst, and Aiden's got the Ally Armorsmith, which again shuts down a lot of decks.
It does.
Minion-based decks.
Yeah,
He's
in
got
this particular situation, it's
He's got
extremely
2
good.
taunts and a brawl. So if Bill overcommits, then yeah, we'll see. He's thinking about it.
I think he's gonna determine whether or not to develop the Jade or the Flame Tongue. Goes for the Spirit. I guess that's to play around Brawl.
I would have actually put the Jade. I think
Oh,
he's hoping.
he doesn't want to overload. I
Oh,
think
there
he's
you go.
thinking
Yeah,
about
overload it, and for next turn.
he's probably thought this out more
Okay.
than we have
Yeah,
because we're
you're
not
right.
really calculating all the mana. He probably has a play in mind that he wants to do next turn that he wouldn't be able to do if he was overloaded for one
That
more.
makes sense. And Flame
In
Tongue
fact, it's
wouldn't.
probably just double Lava Burst. What he does with this line is leave 6 mana available for next turn, so
Yep.
it's probably that.
It probably is. And that's a lot of direct damage, but I think that Armorsmith will be able to shut out just enough of the minions that it makes it I think it makes him lethal for that turn, but it's still pretty good. And this deck doesn't run Reno. It's not a Reno deck, so he can't really. He only has Justicar, and he hasn't drawn it. So Armorsmith goes down, and that does save him for 1 turn. But he has a Flame
The Flame Tongue is extremely clean,
Oh my
and
gosh!
he
Oh,
finds some more direct
wow, that would have been
damage.
that's without a taunt. That's lethal.
It may be worth actually. I think what we may see Bill do here is go Flame Tongue, hit with the Pharaohs in, and then Lightning Bolt the Armorsmith.
Right,
When you face
because
it,
when you
yeah.
face it, you don't get the. Because when you hit it with anything that deals damage to itself, then you gain more
I wouldn't.
armor.
I think I would like to see him go Flame Tongue, hit with the Pharaoh, Lightning Bolt, and Maelstrom Portal. Actually, yeah, in that order, I think would be optimal. Just a Maelstrom Portal clear the 3-1. You're not going to get any better value with it at any point.
Okay.
Goes for the totem. That was my initial thought. Gets super rewarded.
I think you can still. Yeah, I think you can still Maelstrom Portal, and you have a slightly higher damage.
I don't think I like this. I have to say
Can you do it? Can you do it? He gains
oh,
1.
okay.
There
He
you go.
bolts that. Oh.
He gets 5 damage into face,
Never
and then
mind.
he sets
That
up
was
for the
probably
perfect lethal.
perfect. That was optimal. Also, let's highlight he grabbed a Buccaneer here. That could actually do something with this Jade Claws. I don't know.
I mean, he
mean,
has. I think he has.
theoretically.
I think he knows what he wants. He wants the burst. And Aidan needs to. He needs to gain. Bash. Bash is good.
Bash is really good for him.
Bash is good. Taunts are good. More taunts, more bash. I don't think he has a flame wreath, so like I feel like he feels
he's
safe.
gonna Dirty Rat Brawl.
Dirty Rat Brawl.
Pulls the Flame Tongue over to obviously a bad position. I guess that's the good thing about pulling a Flame Tongue. It pulls it onto the right side, which isn't ideal.
And then you could bash it if you really wanted to, but if you wanted to get that damage off the board.
Yeah.
And then you gain armor, and then you armor up. Depends on Aidan if Aidan feels like he's in a like what sets him up to win, just not what sets him up just like there's what sets him up to win, there's what sets him up to survive, and I think he's playing towards basically stabilizing, surviving. Like I don't know if you don't actually want to brawl here because you don't want to leave yourself open. Like that taunt's gonna do work.
Yeah, I think this line is better.
And yeah, he's got 12 damage in hand. He has to get through the taunt. Can't necessarily do that in one.
Bill's currently 2 off.
2 off.
But Aidan really doesn't have any more armor in hand.
And no answers. Like again, like there's no Reno chance, so you can just like again, this damage is technically as permanent as it gets without like a Justicar.
Yeah,
And
shield
Justicar
block.
is kind of late. Like I think it's a little bit too late. I think he's got so much on board that he could even get through a Justicar. Like a Justicar would be too slow.
It's
Besides,
looking like this Jade Claws is gonna get some Buccaneer value too. And I have to say, I love like when stuff like that happens with Maelstrom, when it ends up being synergistic, be it um, Light Warden getting healed by your healing totem. I think it's cool. It's a different card to see. It's something to be aware of. It's a synergy that maybe a lot of people don't normally get to see. I
drawing
mean,
a
I
brawl
like
here.
Buccaneer. It's an underrepresented card. I almost feel like it could
It
make
works
the cut in
great in
these rogue
Arena.
decks.
It's a great Arena card
Yeah,
when you're in Rogue. And
guess
Rogue's
it
pretty
doesn't make the
strong in
cut.
Arena.
Guess it doesn't make the cut.
Was that a
Bad
pun?
joke.
That was I'm
He
so
has a
tired.
knife. He has a machete.
Alright. Brawl, let's see what gets out. Oh my gosh. Okay, spell damage, spell damage.
I
That's
think
lethal.
that's one off.
Well, oh yeah, because he can armor up. He can armor up. Oh,
That
he can also slam it. I think he
Bill
should slam it.
Bill needed
The 4/3, I think. Or
well
the totem golem. Is
the
different.
4/3 or the Buccaneer or the Spirit Wolf. Bill, it was a 50-50 there. Wrath of Air Totem makes it not lethal. Jade Golem makes it not lethal, and Acolyte makes it not lethal there.
I think you slam
And
here.
then the other
Even though
three.
you want to draw, I think you slam. Just you don't want that spell damage there.
Then again, I don't know if it's a factor,
I
and
think
he
you.
probably figured out that it wasn't. Bill finds the lethal.
Wow. Wow. Bill does it again.
Yeah, I really do think that him switching up his ordering here made a big difference. Not something that I would have thought of, but definitely something I will think of in the future if I'm in a similar situation.
I mean, we've seen this matchup played twice. We've seen Aidan, like, it was a 3-0 sweep, wasn't it? Last time?
Um,
I think he.
I think Bill ended up
With a
beating
3-1?
Aiden's Warlock with
Once.
his
Yes,
Warrior,
once. Yeah, it was a
right?
3-1. So that was a 3-1.
I mean, I think it's
Now
pretty
two.
evident that Bill's Warlock deck and his Shaman deck have a much better matchup against this Warrior.
Sure. And now here comes the last deck standing.
And we do have the
We
deck
have the deck
revival best of 7.
right? So
So
if Bill wins this, or you know, if Aidan reverse sweeps, I think he almost certainly picks his control warrior to do the last game. If Bill takes it, I think he picks like I don't know what do you think he picks the zoo,
maybe just the Shaman,
the shaman, yeah, the shaman
but it's a tough call. It's a toss up between the Zoo and the Shaman. Shaman's a better deck, but Zoo he may feel is better matched up.
against. I mean, what does the loser get when they do the deck revival? Do they just pick the deck that they haven't won with?
Well, they can't deck revival yet because
They can't
they
change.
haven't won with all three
Yeah, they haven't
decks.
won with all. Okay, got it. So yeah, so he's basically facing would probably be this control warrior.
This time Aiden's hand in the matchup that's easier for him, he's got a shield block which didn't show up very much in those past couple games where he probably could have used it.
That's a really nice clear.
Yeah.
It does trade in, but what can you do?
Aidan doesn't currently have
An
an answer to
answer?
this frothing. He can slam it, but that doesn't feel too great. Finds a
Yeah.
dirty rat.
I think you have to shield block to draw into an answer later.
Forced a shield block early here.
What's a shield
Finds the slam.
It's not gonna work this turn. It's not gonna work. Probably.
The captain into deckhand here is going to chip away at any of Aiden's armor that he had and prevent him from doing a meaningful shield slam here. He's a turn-off brawl.
Bash
Finds
is
a
good.
bash.
Bash is good.
Bash is far and away the absolute best draw he could have gotten by a mile.
I mean,
Oh
you
wait,
can't
it still does not clear the
it.
frothing though.
You have to bash it and then shield slam it.
Yeah.
Which is not great.
Interesting. I wonder what we'll see here.
Yeah, because you don't want to grow the frothing, and that's really tough. I think you might have to spend 2 cards on that one. It doesn't feel great, but you can slam later. This is tough.
It's a
'Cause
really
those
tough
pirates are
call and
gonna
clunky
start.
meta-wise.
Pirates are gonna turn. The pirates are gonna start stacking. South Sea Captain is also a pirate, right?
Yeah, I think if we see an overlap, I've only once actually had an opponent have double South Sea Captain on the board against me, and it was
Not
a
fun.
catastrophe, and I lost.
Goes for the dirty rat
That's a
instead.
50-50. Oh
Brutal.
my god. As the
Oh,
rope fizzles away,
this.
we have the double captain assault squad.
Oh gosh, and these Wtybill. I mean,
Aidan does have the brawl in hand, so Bill's gonna have to
have to play
not go
against
YOLO
it.
here.
Don't go YOLO, Bill. It's not that time. You have what you need. You've got everything. Don't throw your life away, Bill. It looks so tempting though. You're just like, oh man, I could get so much synergy, but Bill's thinking about it. Takes the face damage. That's actually
That's a nice way of
that's a nice
handling it.
trade. That's a nice trade. You figure you're gonna lose it next turn or you're gonna not in either way. Armors up. You don't need it. You don't need the Bloodstone Coursers.
Very true. And
Revenge.
ooh,
Oh, you don't.
but he can't
He
really
can't.
use
He has
that
to. He has
instead.
to. I think he has to brawl it. That's really, really tricky. It looks really nice, but it's actually not. Like you don't actually have the. You can't follow
Actually,
through.
revenge bash though.
Bash. Bash one. Revenge the rest, so you only have a 3/1.
Yeah,
That's
that may
pretty good.
be better than going for the
Going
brawl
for the
here.
brawl. I mean, the chances of the 7/2. I guess you don't. You want to guarantee that the 7/2 dies because you don't want it. Oh, you got the. Yeah.
I didn't like.
Yes. I think you have to bash. Bash revenge instead. Like you want to guarantee. You don't want that like 1 in 25% chance that the frothing survives and gets another 7
And then he
damage
could
to
top
you.
deck an exact 4 damage spell for lethal,
Yeah.
which
Aidan's thinking about
wouldn't
it.
be good.
You can also
Oh, is
slam
he slam revenge? Ah, that may be optimal.
Slam revenge. It's the same. It's about the. It doesn't get the armor though. You don't get the armor.
True.
That armor's there's a lot of armor. Ally armor's was good. Oh, heroic strike.
Ooh, we forget that these are buffed crocolisks.
Now it's a spider tank. The spider tanks.
Unleash the spider tanks.
I think you armor up and start. Like if you bash one, or if you armor smith, it's just like just not good turns. If you bash, you can actually you can shield slam one.
Bash shield block also.
Bash shield block is fine as well. Gain more armor. They're gonna be. It's gonna be essentially 4 damage on board, like a total of 8. So he needs armor for sure. You can armor up shield slam, and he does. I think that one, like you getting removal is really good. I think the shield block you can do as a survival tool slightly later and still.
Yeah, I agree.
So tricky. I mean, for Aidan, like in this kind of thing, I forget that you don't have like a super jumpy like comeback mechanic. You basically just have to like outlast, and that's not enough, but still very good. You kind of have to outlast them with like tiny armor ups, and like you don't even have like an armor smith to do like whirlwind combos like the old Grim Patron days. So you kind of just want to hit your Justicar ally armor smith.
Yeah, in this case, it's looking like the Ally Armorsmith. Probably going to be enough to clutch Aidan the win here. It's not really possible for Bill to power through that at this juncture here.
Like
If
he
he
doesn't
top
have
decks Arcanite Reaper, like, I mean,
Corcoran's. It's just enough to get him through, and he does develop it, but that's wasting all that damage that's going to face. He still has a better. He's still in like a better position.
second revenge gonna quickly take care of this board that he's been building up.
Yeah, that's tough. It was very close. Not brawling was pretty smart. I think taking the revenge route instead. Shield slamming to remove damage. And there's a shield block. You don't even need to revenge here. You can just, like, Taskmaster things down. Slam Taskmaster.
Yeah, that may be better.
Draw more cards. Clear the board. Have a 2-1. Or just, okay, revenge. Or play revenge. You got the cool Taskmaster Romash combo.
Yeah, I guess maybe he wants to hold it for that.
And 18 health, that's actually a lot. War Axe is good. But it's tough. This is gonna be the
little Vorax that could.
this is gonna be the insurmountable challenge is how do you get through this control warrior? He was so close. He's been really close every time.
Well, that's the good thing here for Bill, if there's a good thing about losing. I mean, he was pretty much expecting to lose this matchup, and now Aidan
Aidan has to move to another
deck. And then if Bill can beat that deck with this one,
right, he's got 3 chances
he can select whichever one of his decks he feels is best.
against the warrior.
Yeah. Well, not against the
No, not
warrior,
against the warrior,
whichever
whatever
decks of
deck,
Aidan's
yeah,
remain.
that's right.
So once he gets this out of the way, right now, if he loses, hey, it's done for now.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Which I think it's looking like it's going to be a win for Aidan.
Yeah, it's a really, really tough matchup. Bill, once again, only 3 points of damage off lethal, and making it really, really close. But in my experience, this matchup is one of the worst in the game.
That he got
For the
other
pirate.
win, yeah, that he got the other pirate win was mostly a result of just not having the right cards at the right time for the other player, right?
And also, he put him at 12
Oh,
with the
put
Mortal
him at
Strike,
12,
which is
right.
kind of
Mistake.
cardinal sin. No, not really, but it's a...
It was an oversight.
Yeah, it's a common mistake.
And the Ally Armor Smith just add insult to injury. Oh, boy. And I think once you see this Taskmaster, yeah. You didn't even just show it. Bill concedes. And we go on.
To see how...
So
So Aidan wins his warrior matchup.
Now's got the mage and the... What's the other deck? The mage and the Reno Lock. Which I actually think that, if he doesn't draw, I mean, again, it's always like if the control deck doesn't draw the right cards, that pirate warrior will in fact win.
Yeah,
And
these are
then-
closer to 50-50s in my eyes.
And he was able to eco win out of like the Reno Lock last time, right? Like that was the one. That was the 3-1. Like
Yeah, that was the one that Bill was able to beat.
so this is
And-
it.
Oh yeah, now and
This
this
is-
is a Reno slaying hand if I've ever seen one.
And Aidan is trying to figure out what he's gonna do. Is that the mulligan hand? I'm pretty sure he's mulligan that.
I think he's still deciding, even though it doesn't seem to be saying your opponent's still choosing.
Yeah, he must still be choosing. And that's not really great. That's not what you want to see. I think you want your. Oh, that's such a tough hand.
That is what you want to see.
Yeah, for this.
That's
for Bill.
exactly what you want to see if you're Bill.
Yeah, he's getting. Aiden's not really getting the early game stuff that he wants. I mean, what do you want as a like Mortal Coil?
Yeah, Mortal Coil, Ooze,
Shadow Bolt. There's your Mortal Coil. A little late, but might still come into play. And yeah, that's a turn. Upgrade, free Corsair. Probably gonna stick. This is pretty amazing. Well, gets a Reno. At least He
If
might
he
be
can
dead
make it
before
that
there.
far.
He might be dead before that. Aiden's in a really tough spot. You might have to soulfire one of these minions down. I guess you wait. Tap, soulfire, something. Think about it. I think he wants to soulfire a 4 health minion like the berserker.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna Immortal
He
Coil
kept
first,
the
which seems
soulfire,
correct.
so like he was sort of thinking ahead to that last crystal, but decides not, can't afford it.
Doesn't lose the Reno, so
Doesn't
he's
lose
gotta
the
feel good
Reno.
about that.
But this is just so gross.
Bill drops the
Warax
cultist.
turns into a better Arcanine Reaper.
Yeah.
Down to 11 health, turn 5. That's gonna. The 4 mana is decent, but might not save him. Because he's got. How much does Bill have next turn? He's got 9, and he's got 9 plus 6.
15. That's
15.
exactly lethal if
It's
he drops
exactly
the.
lethal, even if he.
I guess Aiden's
You can't
is
play
dead
anything
to
else.
rights here.
You could
Even if he
blast
blast,
crystal, but
that's
then you
less.
can't Reno. I mean,
Well, the blast crystal's less
less than
damage
the-
mitigation than the
yeah.
actual 4 heal. So I think we've got
I think we've
a
got
win
it.
here for Bill with the
Pirate.
that's a turn 4 lethal,
Turn
people.
4 lethal.
What?
So
What? That is so rare. I don't think people understand how rare.
yeah, like
That's
even
happened
like
to
in
me
the
only
Face
once or
Hunter
twice
life,
in the past couple months, and I've played thousands of games. That's very rare, in my opinion.
that
Turn
was
4 lethal.
beautiful, beautiful.
That's a very rare optimal hand that Bill just had. Buccaneer upgrade.
That's like the dream hand. That's like
Upgrade
your
War Axe, Corsair Cultist, unreal.
that is
Very rare hand. That's almost like the royal flush of pirate hands.
yeah, that's amazing. Man,
And I guess, what do you expect to see for
for
Bill's
this last game,
revival deck?
I think he's
guess
gonna
we'll
do
find
the
out.
zoo. I mean, he's going really. I think
you're right.
we're gonna see the zoo. It's not great against the mage. Oh nope, just pirate. Pirate again.
Very smart, actually. Holy crap.
Thinking he's gonna get another
Because
win
he
off
doesn't have his warrior now.
Yeah.
So Bill just has to win one more 50-50
on the
against
pirate. Yeah.
against Reno, Lock, or Mage.
Oh, that's
So
really
it's a
impressive.
gutsy choice, but I think it's correct.
I think he can do it again. But so we've got the
Yeah,
dirty
this is
rat
best of 7 with a
with a
hero
deck
revival,
revival.
people.
So he picks a deck that he's already won with and decides that that's the game. That's the deck
Finds
he's
a
gonna
really
stick
nice
with.
hand again.
I think this time Aiden's got a better hand though. He's got dirty rat. He's got the.
It looks like he got rid of the dirty rat.
Oh, he got rid of the dirty rat. Nope, got it back. Unpunished. Unpunished.
He summoned it.
I
Then
don't
again,
actually know. I
Bill's
don't think
juicy
he won
minions
it.
are in
I
hand,
don't think
so
he won it. So he just passes. Oh man. What do you do?
Sure. And all that. All right.
I guess you play
plays around that ooze.
2-4.
Bill's already been the victim of one turn 2 ooze tonight.
Are you gonna tap? Are you gonna tap? Or you're not gonna coin out your
Gang boss.
gang boss? I think so. You
Bill's
got
got the
Mistress of
captain.
Mixers. Oh man, the Corkron. In a few. Oh, actually, the captain's just that's just fine.
Ooh, the frothing.
That's gonna be.
Yeah, I would have gone with this. The clean,
This is good.
the
This is
clear
good.
is just too clean.
Oh man, this might be it. We might not have to stay and we might have to stay for too long. It's not clear yet. He can Mistress of Mixtures.
And the Soulfire off the top there.
Soulfire is very good, very helpful. I mean, you've been playing. I guess you don't want Dirty Rat. I don't think you play Dirty Rat here. I guess you're right to.
It would be a catastrophe if he did. Just given what we know is in Bill's
right.
hand. I'm
but
not
even
sure.
if you're thinking about what do you
It
want
seems
to
a
pull?
little bit too
You want to
risky.
pull, yeah. What do you want to pull like a Battlecry minion or something?
You're just
else?
kind of praying that they have nothing if you do play the rat here.
Doesn't have nothing though. He has
That's
something.
better than the frothing, I guess. You know?
Yeah, I guess
Maybe.
so. I mean, the pirates are gonna lose their steam.
Loses the Shadow Flame.
That sucks. I think that sucks really bad.
Yeah.
You still have 2.5 hours. I'll reset it for you.
And the South Sea actually healed technically, like kept the minions alive, so they kept their health.
Yeah, that's one of the bizarre interactions in game.
No, it makes sense. I mean,
Kind of.
what would
It's
you think? You
different
would.
in Magic. It's like that's like static effects in
Okay.
Hearthstone are kind of it's consistent,
Yeah,
but it's
but
kind of wonky. Like
you would rather them die if they lost the health that they
I don't know if
lost.
I would rather, but it took some getting used to for sure when I started playing this game. And the one weird thing about it, I will say, is I was in a certain situation last night where someone cleared my stuff and I had the captain, and then the minion, the Bloodsail 2/3, was a 2/3 unharmed with no damage on it,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
2/3
yeah, it just
undamaged.
drops down.
That seems a little weird to me.
And does he have?
Is that
Is that
game?
lethal? I don't think so. He's got 10. He's
That's
got 13.
exact. That is exact with the
Oh my
upgrade off
gosh.
the top, and we have our Tavern Hero champion, Wtybill, the
Bill's
fan
made it.
favorite. The
He's
fan
rocking
favorite
it.
for a reason.
He's rocking it all the way back. The narrative works. Isn't that beautiful when like stories work in real life, guys?
I have to say, what Bill did here was prove that in this particular tournament, and particularly possibly in this juncture of the meta, trying to counter everything is maybe not as good as just bringing
The
the best
strongest
decks.
decks. I mean, I think that if Aiden had won, we'd be saying like, yeah, bring your counter decks. But I mean, I think particularly it was
I'm
the
really,
play.
really. I have to say, I may be making too big of a case about it, and I guess we'll talk to Bill after this and see what his opinion on it is. But I really think his decision to switch up his queue order that made a world of difference, and I think the results. I'm not trying to be results oriented, but I think the results would agree.
Yeah, we're kind of post talk or what was this post talk a little bit, but I think that like I mean Bill's play was clearly like
Oh, I
great.
mean, and honestly though, much credit to Aiden, and he played
Yes.
really really well. And I also think his meta decisions were extremely good too.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong,
And he,
really really good and really good game plan here. I
yeah.
honestly think that Bill's decision to change up his queue order is what gave him the edge. If Aiden had maybe
Three
adjusted his strat in some way, maybe he would
banned
have
a different
still won
deck.
with this,
Yeah.
or maybe even queued with. Maybe what Aiden should have done there was after he lost game one
Mhm.
with the control warrior
Switch
against
it.
swap to one of his other decks
Yeah.
because I don't he actually basically did what Bill did in the first round.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
if you think about it, Bill in the first match between him and Aiden kept trying to jam his pirate warrior out there futilely to get a win when he probably should have switched, and
Mhm.
that's pretty much what Aiden did there
Bill's
and
here.
tried
Coming
to
over. Say hi to Bill. How do we get him? How do we get Bill over here? We're gonna scooch. Yeah, we
okay.
can. Yeah, sit in the
We
middle and
got
we'll just like
champion
arc
Bill in the
you in.
house.
Come here.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Vivian. Nice to meet you. Vexjay. Yeah, glad to meet you. I hear you're very popular here. Everyone's been rooting for you, and you made it. I was saying you kind of had like the Rocky movie start where you were winning, then
Uh-huh.
you got knocked out by Aiden, and then you got to come back and do a
Yeah.
rematch.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you just like? We thought you were going to change your ban on when you were going to do the rematch, and instead you changed you started with a different deck because you've been starting with Pirate War. Can you tell us a little bit about your thought process on that?
Yeah, sure. Like for this tournament, I practice a lot, and also on my stream, most of my streamers might know that I might bring 4 aggro decks. And from my point of view, I think that the my lineup is just only not good against shaman. Like the temple mage and the zoo is not good against shaman at all.
And
So
you're expecting like just the aggro shaman that, or just
uh,
any shaman?
any shaman, I mean, like, cause like I'm banning shaman all the time. Like I don't know how many games I played, but I ban shaman every time this today. So and it worked out well. So I think it is good.
And here all your
Yeah,
fans
that's
are talking about coming in. So yeah, so you banned shaman every time, but
yeah.
you didn't change. But the thing that we noticed you changed was that you didn't lead with your pirate warrior this time. You led with a different deck. Was that a
I think
conscious thing or?
yeah, I think it's just like I didn't do well with my pyro warrior last time, so I want to just switch and to see whether it goes better this time.
And it did.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
That's really great. Well, congratulations for
Thank you
being the
so much.
next Tavern Hero. I'm really excited to see more of you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks guys. I think we're gonna start wrapping it up here. I'm gonna transition out, but you guys been great. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm gonna let Max say goodbye too. Get over here, and thank you so much, Bill. We're gonna get pictures. Everything's gonna be great. So Max and I are gonna be signing off, and thanks for all of our viewers.
Yes, thank you everyone for tuning in. Vex J, thank you. That was a lot of fun.
I'm gonna say the little Chinese I know, 大家们谢谢. And we're gonna sign out, and you guys have a good evening, or I guess wherever you guys might be, it might be daytime by now.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you next time.